Josh Green here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Lauren Price here in a near enough hometown of Cardiff. How are you doing, Lauren?
Yeah, really excited. A bit weird, having a press conference this far out. Obviously, first time I experienced it, but I suppose it's real now. We've met each other, and just down to business. Next 8 weeks, I'm going to train really hard alongside Rob and make sure I get that win on May the 11th.
When you do have this sort of thing, all these weeks out from the fight itself, does it just sort of highlight how big of an occasion this is?
Yeah, obviously the first time, like I said, first time I've done a press conference this far out, so I know what's at stake, I know what's on the line, For me, it's my toughest test yet as well, so I'm definitely going into it, going to be prepared 100% and give it my all.
How did the talks with Jessica and her team, and between Boxer and yourself, come about, and how was the negotiation?
I think obviously, I put it out there in December, I'd fight any of the champions, and I think Sky and Boxer delivered. Obviously, you had the talks of Tasha and Maya maybe rematching and all that, so yeah, it just made sense. Obviously, I don't really deal with all that. That's down to Rob, John and Ben, so the name come up and I just grabbed it with both hands. Me and Rob had a chat and just felt like, yeah, it's the right time, and that's it really.
For people that are saying that this is a couple of fights too early, what would you say in response?
Just wait and see, innit? Like I said, no one, whoever says what really, the good and the bad, I don't really take anything from it, For me, I only kind of listen to Rob's opinion and what he thinks and what he says. Got a close team behind me, and I suppose that's the only opinion that matters.
I was looking down the list of professional and amateur fights. It's been a long time since you fought in your home country. Do you remember that last outing? I think it was 2017?
Do you know what? I can't even remember, Yeah, it was a few years back, so I've done a lot since then in my career. So to come home and, have that home support and have Wales backing me. We're a small nation, but a very proud nation. We come out, we support our own, especially we love our sport as well. So, I hope the whole country turns out on May the 11th.
A lot has been made about your 52 career caps for Wales, all the age groups in football and the experience in other sports as well. When you're walking into a big occasion, is that something that helps with the experience?
Yeah, maybe. People talk about pressure and stuff like that, and I suppose I haven't really experienced, coming out in front of an home crowd yet, but I've dealt with, a lot of pressure, different pressure, I suppose. When you look at an Olympic Games, you don't really get any higher than that. It's the pinnacle of the sport, and coming out in that final and having the whole nation on my shoulders and expected to win gold, it doesn't really get any bigger than that really for me. But for me, I think I'm just going to, enjoy the ring walk, soak it all in. But the minute I get to that ring then, it gets down to business, and from round one, I suppose, listen to Rob and go from there.
How keen of an eye have you had on Jessica McCaskill throughout your 6 pro fights?
Even obviously when I was amateur, she's been world champion for a long time. Welterweight as well, 147. I know she's moved down and had different fights and stuff like that. So for me, she's a legitimate champion. I respect her fully. But yeah, I rate her obviously and she is right. She's not just, obviously people say, she loves a dog fight, she loves having a scrap, but she can box as well. But I do believe, that I come out on top May the 11th. I believe I'm the better boxer, more technical, more skill, faster as well. So yeah, I believe I get that win.
It would be a huge statement if you were to beat somebody of Jessica McCaskill's experience and the things she's achieved in the pro game as well. If you were to go on and beat her, the sort of doors that could open would be massive.
Yeah, it definitely gives me, pushes me on to more big fights, and that's the reason why, I turned pro. I don't want to shy away from anyone. I love getting involved, seeing what I've done in my amateur career, and I want to do it in the pros. I want to take over, I want to go all the way.
I was speaking to Jessica about this earlier, but in terms of the progression of women's boxing, Boxer have very much been leading the light. We saw with CLARESSA Shields against Savannah Marshall. You were, of course, on that card in a credible occasion. Are you seeing that progression more and more now?
Yeah, we see it all the time. Obviously, I think women's sport at the minute, is growing. You see it with the football, and yeah, since that card, I was lucky enough to be part of that. Walking out in front of 20,000 people, that was, that was something that'll always stick with me. So, yeah, it's obviously moving in the right direction, and I believe, you know, there's a lot more to come as well. We've seen it, I think, like after every like cycle of the Olympics, we get the next bunch turnover and stuff like that. So women's boxing is growing all the time, and it's only going to get better.
Do you believe you could be in that seat of Claressa Shields or Savannah Marshall in one of those big occasions?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I would love that later on in my career. I believe, you know, for me, Shields, she's the best out there at the minute. She is, for me, pound for pound, number one. I class her the best. So for me, yeah, later on in my career, you know, I want to do what I want to do at 147, and then, like you said, if I become a multi-weight world champion and get involved in them big fights, why not?
Jessica McCaskill's talked about the prospect of a fight with Natasha Jonas. Is that something that's still in your mind as a future fight?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I win, you know, May the 11th, and then it opens up, like you said, all doors. You got Tasha for the, you know, she got the one belt, Sandy got the other belt. So if you want to, you know, unify or become undisputed, you know, we gotta fight one another, and I'm all for it. I want to get involved in them big fights.
It's of course an Olympic year. You've been in that position before. I've had the pleasure of going to the Institute of Sport. I was there when you were in the cycle as well. And what are those guys and girls going to be feeling at the moment with such big opportunities around the corner?
Oh, excited, I suppose. You know, their focus at the minute is obviously the Olympics, Paris, and then obviously, yeah, like you said, turning over then as pros, it opens up a number of doors and opportunities for them. I've got a great setup, like you said, in Sheffield, and training alongside, you know, sparring the likes of Cindy, sparring the likes of Rose, and people like that who are at the highest level now going to the Olympics. I don't get really much better prep than that, so yeah, I suppose it's like a cycle.
How much do you cross paths with the guys still in the Team GB system at the moment?
Oh, every day really, you know. I spar them at least 2-3 times a week. So yeah, I'm involved, and yeah, I think obviously it's a blessing in disguise because I'm so lucky to, you know, still be there and have, you know, all the setup with my S&C, the knowledge and coaching of Rob McCracken, and that's the main thing. And yeah, everyone's like a family, I suppose. I've been there for now, like, you're looking at like 7 years. So yeah, it's like home to me.
Final one for you. I know it was mentioned up on the press conference table about the judging. We've seen that become a factor in fights over here and abroad as well. Would it be something, if you were in Jessica's shoes, that you would be worried about at all?
I don't know. I don't really think about stuff like that. At the end of the day, you can't really control what goes on outside of the ring, can you? So the main thing is, you know, be fair, and that's it really.
Cheers for your time, Lauren.
Thank you very much. Thank you.